We'll be back.
It is the 9th of October, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay. What did we get to the? Yeah, okay. So we did the Mishnah yesterday on Kufiyud Dalet Amud Aleph. And now we're going to go to the Gemora. Did all the Rashis, Phil? Oh, good morning, Phil, by the way.
In the Mishnah, and we were starting the Gemara. We only had that question.
Okay, so
in the Sefer that seemed reversed from what Rashi was saying. We'll try to understand why theoretically, but maybe the Gemara will explain that. You know, the two cases in the Mirash and the Sefer. One said it had to do with Goyim, one had to say Yisraelim, and it seemed to be the reverse reasoning. That the one you would think would be Goyim wasn't. But okay.
Oh yeah, okay. So we'll see how the Gemara understands that, right? Okay. Okay. So who wants to read the Gemara? Alan. Wanna read?
I don't think Alan's microphone is working.
Alan, we can't hear you. Can you hear us? Alan, are you there?
He's talking, but we can't hear him. And he's not muted. So something's wrong with his computer.
Wait.
We lost. Who did we lose? No, we're all here.
I see everybody, but you can't hear me. Huh?
Oh, you can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
Now I can hear you.
All right. So 114A3?
A2, Gemora.
Okay. All right. All right. The Gemara cites a brisa that contradicts our Mishnah's first ruling. Tana, a brisa taught, im notal, if he took a donkey from a customs collector, zir lim he must return it to the original owner. Gemara explains this Tana's ruling. Kosovar Yavus Kadei Lo Korni. He holds that the spare loan does not affect acquisition. Umei Korora is Roa Achar the day, and thus the recipient of the donkey does not acquire it, since initially it came into his possession illegally. A different explanation of the brisa, the and others say that the brisa should be understood as follows.
The siren, guys.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's a siren. You hear a siren, Judy?
The siren is that.
I'm going to the safe room. I don't know if my phone's going to work in there. I'll see.
It's not over, huh?
It's not over. No.
Phil, you're sideways, looks like.
There's a siren here. I think I need to go into my safe room. I'll be
You guys
back
still here?
in 10 minutes, Hashem.
Have a siren?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Rabbi?
Do I hear? I don't hear one here.
No, you hear me.
I hear it.
It's supposedly by region. Do you hear me? I left my Gemora inside.
Yeah, I hear you, Phil.
Okay, 'cause I'm surprised. I'm in the safe room, but it still works. The internet in here. I was surprised.
Oh, good. Baruch Hashem. Okay, so let's see what. Okay, so that's the first statement of the Mishnah, the Brisa, argues on the Mishnah.
Careful, siren. Yeah.
אני חושב.
Hey, hold on, here. Yeah, so by the Rishonim, my timer, Yesh Kati, Kani. Iu, Iama, Efshi, Bamon, Sheena Shali, Maxil, Baili, Mirishoni. Okay. I'm not telling Yatsin, Rishonim, Liga Brisa, Mastis, Yesh Kati, Chinis Yaishu, Abaidim, Yahad Muchas.
I should take my Gemara with me. It's in the I left the Gemara in the other room.
Is Yeshua Bailam Biyad Muchas? Oh, okay. So I'll continue the reading then. If you don't have the Gemara. So, Alan, do you have your Gemara? You want to continue reading?
אחד, כן.
1483?
Yeah, Ikeda Amre. There are those who say
הבת היה פה. ואחר כך הוא אמר, הנה אשתו זה כלום.
לא, אני חושב שצריך לפנות.
כן.
לא, מפני שאם אנחנו צריכים להישאר פה הרבה זמן,
כן.
צריך... זה שלך לא.
לא, זה משהו בפנים או רק ריק?
זה שלו.
כן, אני חושב כן.
אבל צריך לפנות.
Okay. So, Ikeda Amre. Alan, you got Ikeda Amre?
Page, I think. 114. A3?
Okay, I'm going back.
114 A3. Yeah. So the Bryce said, Tana imnotel, maxil bailam rishoni. If it was taken from the original owner, so maxil bailam rishoni, it has to be given back to the original owner. Kasavar yeush kedi lo koni. Why? Because with Yeush, even though the owner was Biayish, that doesn't make a kinyan in the hand of the tax collector or the ganav. Umikara bi'isura also liodei. And it came into the hands of the collector or the goslin unlawfully. Okay, so we need to read the Rashi over here on the first part of this brisa.
Yeah. Okay.
We got three Rashis.
Just wait 1 minute, okay? They have to answer. They're worried about me.
Oh wow, they're calling. Okay.
Well, they're in Beit Shemesh, which means they must have heard it too. My kids are worried about me.
You're not.
And the other problem is they couldn't answer me from the States because it was Yom Tov there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they already knew.
What? Well, they couldn't do anything because it was
Okay,
Yom
but the Rashi imnota.
Not if he takes the chama,
Yeah, they couldn't call.
the donkey,
Right.
mean ha mochsim from the tax collector. That's what he took. He took the donkey from the tax collector, and then he's yachzir l'rishoni.
Oh, okay.
He has to return it back to the original guy. Upliga brighta achrina amat and there's a disagreement between the brisa on the Mishnah.
Right. Right. Because the Mishnah said that Hare Elu Shalo, that the one that took it from the collector is allowed to keep it. He made a kinyan in it. And Rashi explained on the Mishnah that because there's a Yeush of the original owner and there's a Shinu Rishus when the collector gives the animal of Jew number 1 to Jew number 2. So Yeush and Shinu Rishus allows the receiver of that animal to make a kinyan in that animal. He does not have to give it back to the original owner.
Right, which is so
the Brisa says that he does give it back.
The Brisa says he gives it back, and the other one says he keeps it and doesn't have to give it back. There's the Mishnah.
What?
The Mishnah says he doesn't have to give it back. It comes his, and the Brisa says no, he has to give it back.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's what Rashi's saying. Pliga. The Brisa argues on the Mishnah. 100%. Okay, so now we got another Rashi. Yeush Kadi.
Yeush Kadi. I'm trying to say where that's further down. We're trying to say where the Yeush Kadi is. Where is it? Where is the Yeush Kadi? Doesn't look like it. It looks like it's further.
Because the Brisa says, I think it's going on the words of the Brisa. Kasabar Yeush Kadi Lokani.
Yeush Kadi. We on the Mishnah or the Brisa? Doesn't say it in the Brisa.
The Brisa. The Gemora brings Tana.
Right. So he's saying that the and he explained for the Brisa that Yesh Kadi Lokani. It's not enough to have Yesh. You need Yesh and Shini Rishus. Okay, so let's see what Rashi says on this. Shenit Yaishu Habalim, because there is Yesh of the owners. Yad Moches when it's in the hands of the tax collector, the customs collector, Lo Kane. he doesn't acquire it. A moches, the collector, b'yeyush lavod is with yeyush only, below netina dummy, without giving any value. He doesn't give any money on it. Oh, shiniu or shiniu, there's no change of a maisa. There's no change in it. V'chi ata, and this you liyad shani the iser. Second person, the iser ata liyad, you, it's in your hand. Okay, that's tough to understand. Okay, go ahead with that.
Okay, so Rashi's explaining the view of the Brisa. The Brisa says that the Jew number 2 has to give it back, the animal, to Jew number 1. The animal that he took from the collector. So Rashi is explaining why that is. Says Rashi, "Shenisyashu habaylim biyad muchas," because that the original owner had yeush when it was in the possession of the collector, loikana hamuchas biyeush levado. This did the collector will not acquire it with yeush alone, below Nesinas Damim, without giving any money for the animal that he took from this guy. Oh, Shinui Maisa. Or in the absence of making a transformation of the thing that he took from the Jew number 1. He didn't do anything to change the animal. The animal's the same animal that it was before. Now, here's step 2. Rashi says, "V'ki asa liyad sheni," and now when it comes into the hand of Jew number 2, be'isser asa liyade, it comes into his hand be'isser. It comes into his hand in a forbidden way. And since it comes into his hand in a forbidden way, Rashi understands that we're not gonna, there cannot be a kinyan in the hand of the Jew number 2. So in other words, the yeush is the type of a yeush that will not be able to combine together with a transfer to Jew number 2 to allow Jew number 2 to make acquisition of it, according to the Brisa. So the Brisa holds that Jew number 2 has got to give it back to Jew number 1, even though on the face of it there was a yeush on the part of Jew number 1, and when the collector gave that animal of Jew number 1 to Jew number 2, would seem to be there was a shini rishus also. But this Brisa holds that that's not going to work, because since it came into his hand, even though it changed hands, but since it came into his hand be'isser, so he cannot make an acquisition. Why did it come into his hands be'isser? Because it was in the hands of the collector be'isser. Because yeush by itself, the fact that he the Jew number 1 had yeush while it was in the hands of the collector, that's not going to make any. The collectors doesn't make any kinyan, and if so, the collector doesn't own it, he can't. The Jew number 2 can't take it from him and acquire it either, according to the Brisa. And so therefore, Jew number 2, he's got to find out who this animal belongs to, and he's got to give it back. Okay. Now, the Brisa presents a alternative understanding of the of the matter. Ikeda Amre. To those that learned that the Bryce is talking in the following way. Louis, would you like to read?
Ika de Amri, and others say that the Brisa should be understood as follows. Im ba lahachazir yachazir leave alim rishonim. If after receiving the donkey, he wishes to return it, he should return it to the original owner. According to this explanation, the recipient is not obligated to return the donkey because it says if he wishes to return it. My taima, what is the reason? Yeush kidei kone. The Tana holds that despair alone does not affect acquisition. Mihu e amar e.
Funny, it does.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Rabbi?
It says Yeush Kadi Kani, meaning the Yeush by itself will make a will allow the Goslin, the collector, to make a acquisition in the animal.
I'm sorry, I have to get the door.
Okay, so the Gemora is saying that the Brisa was really there's those that hold that the Brisa didn't say any such thing that we just got through saying. It said the opposite. It didn't say Maksir L'Bailim Rishoni. He's got to give it back to the original owner. It said, well, if he wants to, if he's looking to do that, so who should he give it back to? He should give it back to the the original owner. So that's a far cry from what we understood the Brisa to be saying initially. Okay, Lou's back. Continue, please.
Sorry about that. Bihu e amar e efshar be mamon she'eno shali. Let's see. But if out of piety the recipient says, I do not want property that is not mine, and he wishes to rid himself of it, machazir leave alim ha rishonim. He should return it to the original owner. So I'm confused about this. Let's see. Yeush does affect acquisition. So
Right.
that means that it's his. He owns it. Oh, it's his, but if he wants to, he can give it back. Okay, that's clear.
Well, actually, I think it's saying even more than that. Yeush Kadi means Yeush by itself, even without anything else, even without a transfer of possession to a third party, is Kona.
Right.
Here we're saying this is really a third. This is really a third opinion that we're learning right now. This opinion holds Yeush Kadi. Oh, just a second. Hi, Moshe Baruch. I'll be available at the 12:30. Y'all call in. Yeah. Okay, bye. Okay, so in other words, let's just put down the history over here. The Mishnah said, according to Rashi, that the Jew number 2 can make a kinyan in the animal because when he receives it from the collector or the gazlan, either one, that now constitutes Yeush and Shini Rishus. So you got two things, Yeush and Shini Rishus. That'll make a kinyan in the hand of the of Jew number 2, but not in the hand of the gazlan. That's what it said in the Mishnah, according to Rashi. Now the Brisa is bringing the first opinion was Yeush Kadi Lo Kani. And so therefore, whoever has it right now, whether it's the gazlan, oh, now that's interesting. Who are we saying? Who is the Bryce? According to the first view in the Brisa, who is the one who the Bryce is talking to that he's got to give it back to the Bailim Rishonim? Oh, it's clear because we say im notal, if he took it, meaning we said according to Rashi, if the Jew number 2 took the animal that he from the collector or from the gazlan, either one. So we're talking about the Jew number 2. If he took it from them, who took it from the original owner, it says that he's got to give it back. Jew number 2's got to give it back to Jew number 1, Bailim Yushonim, the original owner. Why? Because it says Yeush by itself doesn't acquire. Yeush by itself doesn't acquire. So that's clearly in conflict with what it says in the Mishnah. Then the Gemora brings an alternative view. There's those that say that that's not what the Brisa said. The Brisa said that Yeush by itself is Kona. What does it mean that Yeush by itself is Kona? Even already in the hand of the collector, he's already acquired this thing that he took from the Jew number 1, the original owner. Even before it gets to Jew number 2, the collector, the Goslim's already acquired it with the Yeush of the original owner when the Ganav or the collector took it from him already at that point. And now when Jew number 2 is going to take it from the collector or the Goslan, and he's going to say to himself, I don't feel right having this animal because I know it doesn't belong to me. It's not my animal. So what does the Brisa say to do? You got two choices. Should you give it back to the one who owns the animal, or should you give it back to the one who used to own the animal? And the Brisa says, give it back to the original owner who doesn't own the animal anymore. Who owns the animal right now? The Goslan, the collector. He's the one that owns the animal right now. Okay, so we got really three opinions, I think. Because the Mishnah never said that the Goslan or the collector acquired it with Yeush alone. It just said that the Jew number 2 can make an acquisition when the collector gives it to him. But the collector himself is not able to make a kinyan because Yeush by itself doesn't acquire according to the Mishnah. And the first opinion in the Brisa says, yes, Yeush itself could acquire. So the Goslan owns it right away. But the second opinion says, oh, I'm sorry. No. The second opinion says, no, you got to give it right back. You got to give it right back. Who's giving it back? The the Jew number 2. Even he has to give it back to the original owner. Because the Ganav didn't acquire it, and he can't acquire it either. It's coming into his hand unlawfully. He can't make an acquisition. It's coming into his hand unlawfully. It's coming into his hand from somebody that stole it from the original owner. He can't make an acquisition in that. It's coming into his hand unlawfully. That's what the Brisa, the first view of the Brisa. The second view of the Brisa is that no, Yehush itself is Conan. And therefore the Ganev, the Goslan, the collector, he owns the animal with the Yehush of the person that he stole it from. And then the Bryce is just saying, well, if now that it was taken by Jew number 2 and he doesn't feel comfortable possessing this stolen animal, who should he give it back to? He should give it back to the original owner, even though the original owner doesn't own it anymore. That's the Kiddush. Okay. Oh, so let's see. We got 2 very small Rashis over here.
Okay, which Rashi up to now? We're up to if he comes to return it.
Right.
I see who. That's a it's not a whatchamacallit. It's not a halacha that he has to do. He's being pious when he's going to return it. He wouldn't have to return it, but he's being pious and he's returning it if he goes and wants to return it.
Right. Right. That's the classic understanding of a chassid. That he's going lifnim mishuras adin. He's going above and beyond the requirements of the halacha. The halacha doesn't require him to give it back. It's his for the take.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second option on that is he returns it labalim rishonim to the original owners. The low lamochas. He doesn't return it to the custom collector. He returns it to the original owners directly.
Right. And that's a kiddush because the original owner doesn't own it anymore. According to the halacha, the muchas owns it. And the muchas gave it to Jew number 2. So it's really the halacha would allows Jew number 2 to keep it. He got it from the owner. But since he's a chassid, the price says, give it back. Give it back. That's what the Brisa meant when it said give it back to the original owner. Not because he's got to do so, but because he's chassid and he wants to do so. But really, the Brisa holds that Yehush Kadi is kaina. Yehush Kadi is kaina. Okay. All right. Very good.
Okay, stay safe. Take care. Be well. Hopefully tomorrow will be better.
Shem Yishmor. What's that?
Hopefully will be better now. Okay.
Okay, everybody. Yashikoyach. Marba Torah, Marba Shmira in Klal Yisrael. Bezrat Hashem. Hashem Yishmor Aleinu. And all of Klal Yisrael. All the best. I'm Phil by Alan by Lou. Am I frozen? Oh, okay. Just in time.
Ears
Go into
open.
the freezer.
Keep your ears open. They're not giving up.
What's that?
I said, keep your ears open. They're not giving up.
Oh, okay. Very good. Okay. Bezrat Hashem, we'll see one another tomorrow. And hear one another tomorrow, both. Ria and Shmiya. Bezrat Hashem.
Thank you so much. All right, have a good week. Have a good day. Yes, bye-bye.